Hello. In this video, I did a tier list with my brother. You can see both of our tier lists. I linked his channel in the description below. Also, we'll go through the tiers and everything. Okay, so first of all, you have not watched, which obviously is we have not watched it. Not that good, because personally I don't think any of the things are like really bad or anything, so there's not that good. Below mediocre, below decent, like right about to hit bad, basically. Okay, so then it's mediocre, decent, okay. Oh, not like, oh my god, or oh, but not, oh, that sucked, or oh, that was bad. Okay, technically means the same thing, but for this, we're just gonna say it means better than mediocre. And, yeah. And then there's amazing and awesome. Both are, well, awesome just means it's really good. Amazing. Awesome. Obviously. And amazing is just amazing. Better than awesome. I think those are self-explanatory. But here it is anyways. Alright, have not watched. I have not watched The Incredible Hulk. I've just never got to see it. It's not on Disney Plus. I couldn't see it there. And Black Widow. That just came out. Haven't seen it in theaters yet. And next weekend, I'm going to buy it and watch it with fam. Okay, so not that good. We have Thor: The Dark World. I didn't like this for multiple reasons. First of all, it was just boring watching it. My attention span lost. And honestly, I feel like that's most of Phase 2, because it has my least favorite Thor movie, my least favorite Iron Man movie, and the Iron Man movie wasn't too bad. My least favorite Captain America movie. The Captain America movie was really good. It was just, if I had to pick my worst, it would be that. And my least favorite Age of Ultron movie. I mean, my least favorite Avengers movie. Which isn't too bad, but yeah, I'll get into those later.
True.
But what I will say is Thor: The Dark World, it did set up a lot for the MCU with the Infinity Stone. Why can't I think of which one it is? But you know, Jane Foster and everything. But the Dark Elves themselves look horrible, and I feel like, this is the only one that I'd be like, that's not good. That's just not that good. And remember, these are all subjective opinions. They could be different from yours, and that's completely fine. Okay, so I know, a lot of people is gonna be mad at this, that I put Thor and Captain Marvel in the same category, but I'd say Thor and Captain Marvel are both mediocre films. A lot of people, I think, would hate on Captain Marvel and probably put it in should have never existed tier. But I'd say it's pretty mediocre. Thor, I feel like it was a good way to show him, and I think it was high mediocre, almost to the okay, because it's okay, I guess. It dragged on for a long time, and we've seen Loki, which was really cool. Loki, especially now that he has his own show. And sorry about that, yawn. But get Loki, That's amazing. The first time we see Loki. Let me think. What else? What else can I say? When we get introduced to his character, this movie is like famous for all its Dutch angles because it has 1,000 Dutch angles. And Captain Marvel, I would say, would also be mediocre because sorry about that pause. A glitch happened, but I will say it's mediocre because sorry, I just totally lose my train of thought. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, she was cocky, but Iron Man was too. And if I like Iron Man, I can't use that same excuse. I think the problem was, they're just the fun I had with the movie altogether. And just my boredom levels was the problem. And probably my experience, because a lot of people were telling me it was going to be so trash, and I think that also lowered my score because of just that stigma before I watched it. And things I didn't like is, at first, I didn't like how the Skrulls ended up becoming good. Like, because at first I didn't like it, now I'm like, okay, it's okay, it is what it is. Because in the comics, there were these, like, cool villains, especially a Super Skrull that, like, did a thing with the Fantastic Four. Well, also, they started... Also, what my biggest complaint about this movie that I hate, is how they made it so how I almost said Nicolas Cage, how Nick Fury lost his eye was by the Cap. That made me so angry, because in the comics, how what happened was, like, I think somebody betrayed him and then, like, stabbed his eye out. Well, at least that was just one of the comics. It probably happened multiple different ways. Okay. What's some good things I can say about it? I love how, the twist about how the people she's working for turned out good. That was amazing. Introduced Monica, which was good. Oh, yeah, I think that's her name, right? Is that her name? The Captain Marvel's friend's little girl? It was like Monica Rambeau or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Monica Rambeau.
Yeah. Especially because she's gonna be in The Marvels, which is also gonna have Miss Marvel in it, and I think the sequel is gonna be way, way, way better than this. I have high hopes for the sequel. What else did I like about it? I love how they incorporated the Captain Marvel, which is what she was named after in the movie. Okay, so I know a complaint a lot of people gave this movie was she was overpowered, but I actually like the fact that when she gained control of herself and not them controlling her, she went to full powered mode and she was just overpowered being. And I feel like I actually like that. The action in this was good. I feel like I'm saying more good things than bad, but I feel like the bad kind of outweighs the good in this. But it doesn't have any whoa, that was so cool moments, in my opinion. Remember, opinions are subjective. A lot, but people put this, like, already blew the movie off of Rotten Tomatoes before it came out because of something she said before the movie comes out, which I'm gonna say the full thing and give my full opinion because a lot of people took it out of context. And I'm gonna say, listen to the full thing she said, and let me give my full opinion. This isn't gonna be an exact quote though, so I'm not quoting her, I'm just giving you roughly what she said. So, what she said is, when people are reviewing movies, it's mostly white men doing this. And a lot of people took that and started hating her, that she said that it's overwhelmingly white men talking about it. But that's not what she fully said in the context. After that, she said, I'm not saying there should be less people talking about it. I think they should be, you can keep those people, add on to it, sure. But there should also be more minorities talking about movies. Like, she gave an example, A Wrinkle of Time. That's about a black woman, but you barely ever see. You mostly see white guys talking about it, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely have to agree with that.
But a lot of people took that out of context and were like, oh, she hates white men. But yeah. In my opinion, for the okay tier on the tier list, I'd put Avengers Age of Ultron because it's my least favorite Avengers movie, and because of the situation with Fox and Disney, they couldn't do the X-Men right. I mean, they couldn't do Wanda and Pietro with their costumes and with their names, and they couldn't call them mutants at all. And they gave them a weird reason for their powers. And I don't know, a big part of me didn't like that. But the fact that we got the characters in the first place is a good thing. I'd also like to say, a good thing is we got Vision. The plot in this, again, is just a little boring, which is why it's not up there, but it's definitely above mediocre. 100%. I feel like Hulk's and Black Widow's what they want there, they scenario, was kind of dumb and was very unneeded. But I do like the part where Hulk and the Hulkbuster had a fight. That was really cool, in my opinion. I like Tony Stark's vision, and this, I think this was the movie that Thor went in the cave and learned about the Infinity Stones or something. I don't know. But yeah, I would say, yeah, because, oh yeah, one thing I forgot to say about Thor is I feel like Eric Selvig, Darcy, and Jane Foster are all cool characters that they introduced. Iron Man 2. Okay, so Iron Man 2 would also be okay in my book because this is not. I feel like I sound like broken record here, but it was just a little boring, not as boring as Thing. And Whiplash was not a fun villain at all. To because he was very one-dimensional. He was not cool. He wasn't charming, funny, or anything. Neither was the other guy. I forget his name. I want to say Sonny Birch, but that's the guy in Ant-Man and the Wasp. But yeah. I don't think there's much more to say except for it's bad because it was a little boring. You had the villains weren't good. Let me just say one more thing about that. The Rhodey stuff, amazing.
I definitely have to agree with the Rhodey stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would put this Thor in the same spot as you. I don't really know what I would put in.
Right, so, what else can I say about this movie? I don't know, not much. Captain America, the Winter Soldier. This, I feel like, is not that bad at all. It's, I might actually need it to go tear up. I'm not sure. Because the reason why it's okay, I would say not above this, is again, sound like broken record. This one was kind of boring because you would have to listen to this military stuff, yada yada yada. That's just stuff I don't care about.
I do agree with that. I don't really think it's the military stuff's that all interesting. But yeah, it is. I didn't have too many expectations for it, and I'm really happy of how they did it and how it turned out.
Yeah, but good things are, the military stuff was boring, but the action sequence was amazing because once they introduced Falcon, you don't even see the, like, amazing parts of Falcon yet. But, I just drank a lot of water, so my stomach feels like I have a bunch of burps in it. But I feel like there's not much to say about that movie, except for it was pretty good. I would say it's somewhere in the middle of okay in the next year. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, though. Now, the enjoyment levels of this is amazing. It would almost be amazing and awesome. But the reason it's not was because of the plot. So, first of all, you have two plots going on. The rocket, stuff with Groot and Yondu. The only thing that this could help with the plot just a little bit is, like, getting Yondu on the story. There's no really other reason except for, look, now Yondu has a new looking thing on his head, so now we can sell more merchandise, yay. But it was an okay plot, it just wasn't needed at all. I feel like Taserface, at first it was like, kind of funny, but I feel like that joke wasn't too good. I love how, I love the scenery on Ego, though. Also, a bad thing, okay, when Gamora was running with the ship of Nebula, I feel like that was actually the only other good thing the Rocket storyline did was have, it, like, showed how Nebula got a ship. But they could have done a better way of showing, oh, Nebula got away. And on her own. But then, alright, so Nebula and, did I say Nebula? Nebula and Gamora, that storyline, I feel like it was unneeded a little bit, but you see the friendship and they have a heartfelt moment, and I actually like that. And then the main one, I don't like how the guys didn't know about that Eagle was bad till right before the battle happened. Of course, like, Gamora was finding stuff out, but that wasn't until, like, only a little before. A big complaint this also got was Mantis. She's not good at fighting at all in this, and she was very good in the comics, and I totally agree with that. They could have done better with her. But it was definitely over mediocre because of the scenery, the thing of the message where it's ego. A lot of people are saying it's ego versus ego, where you have to, because of P has an ego, and they all have egos. Also, let me on. Okay. So, also, one complaint I have about this is, let me think. What was I about to say? No, it's not a complaint. It's a good thing. So the message is, how Pete finds that his real family was Gamora, Drax, Groot, and Rocket and stuff. Also, Baby Groot is amazing. Amazing. And yeah, there's not much more I can say about this except for it was okay. It was decent. Over mediocre.
I definitely have to agree. You see, all that is true, and, well, I definitely do think it does deserve the title of being over mediocre, at least. And, well, I think that's really it, but yeah, it definitely deserves being over mediocre.
Alright. So, Awesome versus the Avengers. In my opinion, Avengers is, like, just about to be amazing, to be honest. Because Avengers, Mamma Mia Pizzeria, it's amazing. With Avengers, this is the first time we see all the characters together. There's tension between Iron Man and Captain America, which happens all throughout this series. And then, I feel like it's just amazing. I guess Loki's the villain again, which, since they only made Loki the villain for 2 movies, so that's fine, especially because in the context of the episode, since Thanos trusted Loki with the Tesseract spear thing, it fits in. Also, this is the first Infinity Stone we see, I want to say. No, because we see the Tesseract in Captain America. the first Avenger. So, this isn't the first time. Okay, so it's just amazing. And the fact that Loki did the mind control thing, or enchanted Hawkeye was good. The first time I watched it, I forgot Hawkeye was in Thor, so I was like, oh my god, did I miss anything? Because it's Hawkeye and they're acting like we already seen him, but yeah. So there's not much more to say except for it was amazing, and it was also amazing, and it was really good. Honestly, they're like, it's just amazing. What more can I say except for it's amazing? The plot was good, and everything. Okay.
I'll agree, Brandon. But on this one, I would put it in okay, probably. I don't know. And also, I'm not very happy. I just chugged a water bottle.
I know you chugged a water bottle. Also, Iron Man, I would also say, is awesome tier because this is the first time we get to see Iron Man. Though, and this starts his arc as at first being this narcissist, and then and we on and on we start to see him become less of a narcissist, with Civil War him starting to grow out of that, and then Endgame him sacrificing his life for everyone, literally everyone in the whole entire universe. And we have
real quick.
Huh? This is Iron Man.
Wait, never mind.
So we'll also get Happy and Pepper, which is pretty cool. I love Happy. So Happy is the director of the movie too. And now that Happy is in Spider-Man Far From Home, that's amazing. Yeah, so let me think. And the fact that he's like, hey, what we're doing is wrong, we're killing millions of people.
Which Iron Man is this?
Iron Man 1. And he wants to be good.
I agree with you on everything probably, but I would put this in amazing.
An amazing tier?
Yeah, I think it deserves one step up.
I could see that. Especially because this is what kickstarted the whole MCU. The first ever MCU movie. Ever.
Okay, now I'm gonna go back into my crying corner because that I think I'm gonna puke from that water bottle.
Okay. A lot of people are gonna get mad at me because I put it in the same section as Iron Man. But here we have Iron Man 3. So, let me yawn.
Sorry, but I'm mad at you too.
Okay. So, 1 second.
You better give me a reason why this is better.
Okay, it's not better than Iron Man, but I'd say it's somewhere in the same spectrum
Okay,
as Iron Man 1. Jeez, can you let me talk? Alright, so, First of all, I actually liked the twist that it was fake Mandarin. And a lot of people were saying, well, it was just true to the character in the comics, and we didn't get to see the awesome stuff. Well, the thing is, we're gonna see the real Mandarin in Shang-Chi. And for those who don't know, it is pronounced Shang-Chi, not Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings is gonna be amazing, especially because the Ten Rings organization is what is also the organization that kidnapped Tony Stark, but let's not talk about that yet. Okay. So, I actually liked the twist. I loved the ending where we seen all the suits fly up and kill him. Well, not kill him, but fight the guys. Also, I liked how they did AIM, and I really hope AIM comes back. Especially because AIM is affiliated with other villains in the comics. Yeah. Also, the boy from Iron Man 3 is what everyone calls him, Hardy. He showed up in the back of Iron Man's funeral, and I really hope he becomes Iron Lad. I know they're making Ironheart, but I still hope they do Iron Lad as well. Especially in Armor Wars, when they do the good Iron Mans versus bad Iron Mans. By that I mean Armor Wars is going to be a show on Disney Plus. I don't know if you knew that or not. But basically, it's going to be bad guys get a hold of Tony Stark's tech, and they have to fight Rhodey and these other good guys. So I really hope we get on the good side Iron Lad and Iron Hope. I know Iron Hope is going to have her own TV show, but I hope she also comes in this. Well, no. And then I would also say Thor Ragnarok is an awesome tier. But what I will say is if it had one more joke, it would be horrible. Too much jokes. And that's one thing I'm scared for Thor Love and Thunder, because they said the director, I don't know who's directing this one. I don't know if it's still Taika Waititi or not. Because, yeah. Because I know they changed the directors for a few of the movies. But they said they are going to pull as much jokes as that they can in the next one. And I just don't want it to be over joked. Have too much jokes. But I hope we do get Girl Thor in that. Ant-Man. I loved Ant-Man. The comedy it had was amazing at the perfect amount, in my opinion. The divorced parents thing of him having a daughter and her daughter's parents are divorced, and they also introduced her daughter, which is probably going to be in the Young Avengers, because now she's a teen because of the 5-year time gap in Endgame. So they're probably going to make her in the Young Avengers, which I really, really, really hope they do. Let's see. What else can I say? Another thing I'd like is hold on, I'm gonna go back to Thor Ragnarok because I didn't talk about what I like. But Thor Ragnarok, I loved Hela. I loved how they actually showed how Hela could break Mjolnir. And they destroyed Asgard. The place, not the people. And that guy with the minigun saved them all. The whole stuff at that one planet with the master and stuff was amazing. And I loved how they made Thor and the Hulk fight. Moving on, Ant-Man again. The villain was just a knockoff Ant-Man, which, And then Ant-Man and the Wasp. Wait, no, still Ant-Man. One more thing I want to say. Luis and his two friends, and I think those were called Kurt and Dave. Woo-hoo. Amazing. Italian meatball. Amazing. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ghost was kind of weird, but okay, villain decent. I wouldn't say it would be in the same category as Ant-Man, but I just didn't know where to put it. Because I think it was okay, but not quite amazing. I think I should have added a tier in between okay and amazing. Now, Spider-Man Homecoming. So, first of all, okay, so Spider-Man Homecoming was, so a lot of people had a problem with him becoming Iron Man Jr. And I do think they overdid him being Iron Man, being a mentor, I guess, a little. But people are saying it's bad because the other Spider-Mans were good. But you can't, it's not fair to say it's bad just because it's not this or that. Well, comparing it to other stuff. But what I will say is, excuse me, but it was good. I love the Karen part because his suit thing has Karen. And there's not much I can think of this one. I barely remember this movie, to be honest, so I can't say much about it. But when it reveals that Ed found out that he was Spider-Man, that was awesome. Also, so, also, a thing I loved in this was, I liked the scene where he was stuck in the vault thing, or whatever it was. Also, when he was the interactions with the other students and stuff was really cool. Hey. And how they made it seemed really natural and stuff. Also, the scene where he was climbing up the tower thing and they tried to shoot at him, I loved that. Spider-Man Far From Home, I would say it was better, and I liked how, Mysterio tried to take the Edith glasses and stuff like that. What else can I say about it? Other than it was pretty good. How they recalled how everyone was bad guy, well, everyone was like this because of Iron Man. This is which was kind of unoriginal because you know how that it was the same thing sort of with the other villain. and with Ironmonger and Whiplash, it was the same thing. Iron Man wronged them in some way, and then they became a villain. Yada yada yada. But Mysterio was a great villain, other than that fact. The whole aspect, and if you weren't a fan of the comic books, you wouldn't know that, he would have turned out evil. So, I have read some comics books before that, so, but I didn't know because I haven't read any Spider-Man Mysterio comics. But, yeah. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That was... I wouldn't say it was awesome, but it was I wouldn't say it was amazing, but it was definitely awesome. And the fact that my least favorite show is in the awesome tier is just amazing. That shows that that all the shows were really good. So, first of all, how Sam and Bucky reacted to each other was amazing, and how they made the character, I forget what his name was, but the evil Captain America, we'll call him. He was great because he was designed for us to hate him. Then at the end, he becomes U.S. Soldier, which they're probably setting up the Thunderbolts or the Dark Avengers, either one. The only difference is the Thunderbolts, Red Hulk, aka the, whatever his name is, Agent Ross leads it, and the other one, it's like U.S. Soldier leads it, kind of. So they're the same thing, but just one different leaders, I guess. But, yeah, that's much as I can say about that. Yeah. Yeah. So, Avengers Infinity War, amazing. So, they all get snapped away. That's really cool and heart-wrenching and amazing. It's just really good. And then how Thanos was like this unstoppable god, I liked. And they brought his 4 kids, which is really cool. And the dynamic of how Steve and him aren't on talking terms. So they failed because they weren't together. Avengers Endgame. They come together. After they go to Thanos 5 years later, blah blah blah. So this is really good. It just it ended this Infinity Saga. Well, technically, Spider-Man Far From Home was less movie than the Infinity Saga, but Endgame was like the true wrapping it up. Iron Man had his amazing sacrifice. So did Black Widow, of course. Don't forget about her. And then let's see. It was just a good story, all in all. Once everyone comes in through Doctor Strange's portals, and like it's this massive crowd of people all ready to fight. And then they finally give us the Avengers. Assemble. Fight scene, yeah. Okay. After that, we have Captain America the first Avengers. I love this movie more than most people like it, I think, because we get Captain America introduces the Tesseract, and the storyline is good. I was entertained through the whole thing. I loved Peggy Carter and him, and it shows that the little guys become the big guys and win. Civil War, also amazing in my opinion, because it brings in Spider-Man. It's the first time you get Ant-Man interacting with them, and it brings in Black Panther. And that is amazing to me, and I think the whole idea of the Sokovia Accords were just important to the story, but also really cool and interesting. Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe this isn't as good as all the other ones up here, but it is. I loved it. The prison scenes were amazing. The comedy was good. I'm trying to think. Ronan, the bad guy, was not that good. The villain. Well, in the other ones, we got good villains. Thanos. Red Skull wasn't too good. Zemo, he wasn't good till Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Also another thing I like about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is they bring Zemo back. The Guardians of the Galaxy, it wasn't too bad. Well, I mean, it wasn't. Why did I say that? It was amazing. And I definitely think it's better than the second one because of the plot and stuff. Okay. Black Panther. Okay, so Black Panther. The whole characters are amazing. We got Shuri, let me see, what were their names again? It was, we got Shuri, Okeo, or, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I won't even try. But, the characters were amazing. The story arcs were decent. It was good. But Killmonger, I love Killmonger as a villain because he had the right vision, he wanted to do the right thing, but how he did it was bad. And I think that is a really good thing. Again, I like that. He's not just like, oh, I'm a villain, blah, 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 blah. But the landscape of Black Panther, so beautiful and amazing. I loved it. Doctor Strange, again, good landscape. This is one of my favorites. The whole magic realm, I'm glad we're getting into that stuff now, especially of how WandaVision was. And characters were good again. His arc was sort of like Iron Man, where he was narcissistic and then good, but he got it quicker than Iron Man. And then I think he's gonna be a really important character later on, especially because his next movie is literally called Multiverse of Madness. WandaVision, however, I don't even get a lot of hate for it, but it was amazing. I really liked it. A lot of people say it wasn't that good, but I loved it. And the amount of times I get called a new fan because I say I like it is a lot. But it was truly amazing. The arcs, the sitcom thing, it was really original and good. Also, let me think. The villain being Agatha was really cool. I love that. Loki. The best show out of all of them. First of all, it opened up the multiverse, which is going to be huge. We got Kane, which is huger. It is probably going to become the new Thanos. And it's going to be so good. I loved how he sealed the different variants in episode 5. And I just think it was really, really, really good. And yeah, that was my tier list. Stay tuned for part 4, where you can see my brother's tier list. See ya.